Meu, quem é esse cara sem barulho, velho?
Bom, oi pessoal, a gente vai começar. Is in English. Hello everyone. We're gonna start now. With us today, I'm Felipe. I'm gonna be hosting the meeting, and I'm the community manager of reNature. We have the whole team with us today, despite Jules that will not be joining. We are very happy to receive all of you, and we're gonna be talking what we've been doing, how we got here, and
Desliga aí o som.
and what are the things we are facing and how we are managing to go through them. So how we've been structuring so far, and later we want to receive the feedback and even like propose some things for you. So how we're gonna work? All the microphones are closed. So we'll have like no interruption, and the team gonna start to talk. We have a structure. We had a small presentation I'm gonna share with you in a moment, and I hope you all enjoy the evening or the morning, depending where you are in the planet. We have people from all around. We here are from all around, and we are in Indonesia now. It's 11 o'clock, and we found a beautiful site by the beach where we could manage to have a nice hot spot. So let me share the screen with you. Meanwhile, you guys can go on this chat and exchange and post things for us. We're gonna be seeing now and then what is going on in the chat, and will be an easy way that we can connect, so we don't have like many voices once we are expecting a lot of people to come. So the idea of this webinar is really to start to exchange with this community that we are creating. Okay, now we're back. So sharing. So the idea of this webinar is to talk about community agroforestry in the sense of what do we see and how do we approach the work we are doing. But we're gonna start talking about our purpose and talking about what got us together here. And from this, we're gonna present our team and tell a little bit about what connect us and what are the big goals that we have, or what are the big missions that put us together and brought us all the way to Indonesia. Then we're gonna go to a part that is about connecting and creating, what we've done to get here and what was the journey that we took that started in the idea and got out of the paper and became like this awesome project that we can share with you now. After this, we're gonna go through community and culture. That is how we experience this and what are the doors we are using and the channels we are having to really exchange with the community and learn from the environment we are immersed in. From that, then we can go to the understanding and agroforestry planning. That is really the goal of everything we are doing here, is really to create a change through bringing the forest into a productive into productive systems. They're going to foster new ways of income, new ways of productions, and new ways of livelihood. And then this will drive us to a broader conclusion and some feedback. and then the call to action, that is a small invite we have for you, but it's a really powerful.
Okay.
So I need to understand how to manage the microphones and the presentation. Okay. So the big idea and the big purpose that we have as rename is to inspire, to transform. So the big idea that we have is that through getting in contact with local community, to getting in contact with the environment where we are, we can generate a big impact and have a different livelihood, that it can have a different type of income. And through this show that the agroforestry can be a solution to restore degraded land in a that we can engage in a way that we can transform. I'm gonna ask Felipe. Felipe, are you there? Let me find you here. Where is Felipe? Well, we cannot find him, but the whole idea started when seeing the devastation that was happening in Brazil, and seeing how things was going really the wrong way with logging, with soy, with cattle not well managed, and how big was the destruction that we are facing. We got together as a group. It's starting with Ismael, Felipe, and Joff coming and saying we can change what is happening through agroforestry, but we can change not in a way of bringing a solution, but finding a solution, co-creating with everyone that is with us, and co-creating based on bioregional culture and based on the societies that we are encountering, to really making an impact, because we are in the edge of the doom, we are really at the edge of a great catastrophe. The rate of degradation is way higher than the way of regeneration, and if we keep going like this, there's really no future we can leave for our children and grandchildren, at least for and in that moment we stand by, and we stand up on it, and we say we're gonna change something, and we're gonna change through agroforestry that some of these guys you're gonna see are so passionate about, and how to change the land by it. Oh, we got Felipe. But ask him what is the, and from this we start to come and say why there's so many movements trying to regenerate the planet, when we could have really one strong force be driving a different kind of paradigm, a different kind of sourcing, a different kind of production, a different kind of contact with nature. And for this we created a stored nature through agroforestry, and that's the idea of renaturing the world. So this is what we want to talk about. And no. And now,
okay, now I'm here. Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I would assume yes.
Yep.
So it's great to hear to have everybody here. It's a pleasure for us to start this first webinar with all of you. It's really great to finally get everyone on board to put reNature in the first pilot project here in Indonesia. It's really, the purpose is, it was all born in the Amazon when I saw all the deforestation in Brazil happening, and that was really a massive impact that for me in my life really changed completely my direction. And the purpose of also being here in Indonesia, why we're here, is mostly because we have these two lungs of the planet Earth, the two most massive rainforests in the world, one in Brazil and one in Indonesia. And what we're doing here is that how can we create a showcase, a resilient agricultural system to foster the community around Indonesia. And one of the purpose is mostly on unifying this movement. We saw there's a lot of different movements towards agriculture. There's permaculture specialists, there's food forests, there's regenerative agriculture, there is syntropic farming. There's all these movements, but sometimes there's a lot of disagreements between them and a lot of arguing. And the idea of reNature is really on focusing on the mission and not into details of which one is the best, and so that we can embrace and unify this movement. And we see a lot also, there's a lot of experts on this field, and it's really, there's so much knowledge and science behind all of them, but it's also, I feel like sometimes lacking to how can we internationalize this knowledge? How can we bring this knowledge which is being done in some extent of hectares, so that we can upscale this impact to bring this to projects which is happening worldwide, especially here in Indonesia, which is in urgent need of this knowledge. And one of the major inspirations that we have is also on bringing the youth to take action with positive attitude towards this change in the planet. We see there's so many young energy wanting to do something and really putting energy into this, but it's also really missing this positive attitude. And that's, of course, because there's a lot of things happening in the world which makes us, discontent. But the thing is that there's so many awesome things which is happening. And it's really about us finding solutions and fighting for it together. And I believe that it's this only way of organizing this movement is if we do it together. There's most of people who start gathering this knowledge and start increasing their level of consciousness towards the environment. They start judging the others, which is in the middle way to get there, because they think that they need to know better. But the thing is that we have to respect each other's time and organize this movement in the sense that we can respect the time of people and understanding, for example, how many trees they have to plant in their land, how much biodiversity has to be their agricultural system. And throughout this time, then we can learn from each other. And really, I don't believe there's an enemy. For me, enemy is the lack of knowledge, but why does the bad people organize themselves so well while the good doesn't? And that's because we are always sticking to these details and always grabbing them and not really understanding each other's path. And reNature is really about like, let's understand the really inside of the culture aspects, and then we can start building up this massive impact together, and collectively we can do this. So it's really something that we can go hold on together and to build this regenerative process as a community. Thank you, Felipe.
Felipe, it really brings me to the sense of like, we get a growing community, and this is something that we are really, really happy about and really willing to foster. We have been receiving messages all around, like in Instagram, in Facebook, and people really putting themselves at service and saying like, I know this and I have this ability, or I've been like in permaculture for a couple of years. How can I be engaged with you? answers a lot of questions. And that's not a cause that belongs to us. It's a cause that belongs to everyone, and everyone that had been touched by it. As a webinar now, and we want to grow and grow in this. This is a community, and this is an environment. This is a regenerative environment. We want to listen.
Ah, beleza.
Okay. Thank you, Eva. Like the internet like blinked a little bit, and Eva just got the control over everything. So, but she just gave back. She was awesome. Thank you. So, I'm gonna back to the presentation. Minha câmera tá aberta.
Vamos acelerar isso aí, vamos otimizar esse nosso tempo. Vamos explicar sobre o projeto, vamos...
Okay, now we're back.
Mas ainda aparece a tela da...
Okay, so now we're back and we're talking about community, and then we have this small failure. But now talking about community, we're gonna get to our team, and each of the members that are present now will have the opportunity to talk a little bit about himself, his name, his background, and how he got involved with this cause and why this moved him. So him or her, we really want to bring this understanding of we could be doing this all around, like everywhere. We could be doing this for any company, but we choose to put our abilities at service of this broader cause. And that's what like everyone could have the chance to speak. So maybe we can start with Joff, that is right next to me.
All right. So good evening, everyone. My name is Joff. I have been with this project from the start, and I'm the coordinator for the activities here. So I have a background. I'm from Belgium. I have a background in agro and ecosystem engineering, and I've always felt a strong urge to retribute to the planet and to society all the good things that it's given to me. And so this has been sort of funneled down over the years into first into my studies, agro and ecosystems, and now I found my way to retribute this history. And so it's I've been very lucky and blessed to encounter the right people who I crossed paths with, who are here together with me, and to set up this project, which I'm very excited to tell you more about.
Nice, thank you, Joff. Now we have Ismail and Arthur. They are together as well. Gonna unmute them.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. So yeah, I'm Ismail. I'm German, but I grew up in Brazil, and I have a strong belief that we have some missing points in our society that need quite an adjustment, and one of the basic ones is like education, and together with it, the food production. And I'm really into reconnecting people to their source of where their food comes from and understanding the value of that. And one of my big missions, which I can realize here with reNature, is to create a way where people can make their input, like financially, or by when they have an agroforestry and go paying for their products, they have like a way that they can pay for a revolution, in a way that they really believe in the value of what they are doing and regenerating the planet throughout being a consumer. And one of the things that really hurts me is when I have to pay for something that is not good for me and not good for the planet, and that's the local business that we're living in agriculture. So I'm really excited to be here, part as a team, because I really feel like I have a place to change that throughout making agroforestry designs and with technology and resources for making a better world.
Hello, I'm Arthur. I'm from Brazil. Me and Ismail here, we are the agroforestry managers from this Indonesia project. So we are here to talk with the people, the community, to understand the culture. Worked at a big company, was visiting mine sites, and was really intense, was shocking for me, and this changed for completely my mindset. So I start looking for ways to recover high degraded areas, and I found agroforestry, and here I am. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Now we're gonna go to Gabriel and Tanya.
Hello, everyone.
Hey guys, my name is Gabriel, and you can call me Gabe, also from Brazil. I'm an engineering and entrepreneur. So yeah, when I was 21, I had a key turn that changed my mindset. So from this, I began to work with projects that support my life purpose, with people, process, and environment. working with circular process and facilitation in schools, universities, and companies. And why I connect to reNature? I think it's because I have a mission with our planet, and I felt this using my power for transformation, create abundance, bring light for nature, and inspiring people. That's a little bit for me. Can you introduce yourself, Tanya?
Hi everyone, I'm Tanya. I'm also from Brazil. My background is the business school. I would say I've been having. Used to have like two lives going at the same time. One like working in a consultancy company, and the other one that was my life connected to nature, to natural medicines, to ancestor knowledges. I was like living both of this life. I had a few initiatives and entrepreneurs things on the more connected to nature, but I was like for a couple of years living both lives. And last year I decided that if I was helping so much things with the things that I know and with some of my talents, that it was the time, to be totally coherent and do what I believe and put my skills to serve nature, to serve people, to serve like healing the planet. My main idea about healing and connecting back to nature was more through the medicines. I study Egyptian alchemy. I've been working with essential oils and also with fabrics and everything. But mainly my thing about reconnecting with nature was inspiring people to get to heal themselves, get to go back to the ancestor knowledges and above all this. And when I connected to reNature was much about this and much about this possibility, not only to have possibilities to bring people back to this knowledge, but also doing this through something that would regenerate the world and the nature. And I felt like the full circle was like round. And my main thing with here in the project and join this team is talking about how can we make essentials and medicines and everything through agroforestry. It's been like a enormous pleasure to join this team, to join this project, to think about all this, and that's it.
Hello,
Yeah,
everybody.
thank you guys. Now as well, I'm gonna present myself. I'm Philip. I have a background in communication, conflict mediation, and really the facilitation of circles. But lately, I've been working a lot with entrepreneurship, social and ecological entrepreneurship, focusing in regeneration and focusing in creating the types of models that can bring resilience and that can offer more to the world than they take. So those type of models where you have like circular economy, but you have as well like a circular thinking on it, a thinking that is not centered in the in greed or accumulation, but is centered in like creation of beauty and to be at service of something greater. So how can we, through the production of food, create more forest, and through the consumption of what the forest bring, create more health, and through more health create more harmony, and through more harmony create more beauty, and so on and so forth. So I think that's really my passion, of how can we create those paths of ascensions and go further on the spiral. Yeah. Now I'm gonna invite Felipe to open this, and as well to bring a closing for this first part of the theme. In the picture you can see 3 more people that are not here with us today. That is Gabriela. She is a researcher that been with us, and now she went back to write her thesis. Brienne, that she's right there, like the blonde one in the middle, and she worked with regenerative nutrition. as well, a great part of the work that we want to do, that is from garden to guts. And Jules, that as well, like, is doing a research, is doing global studies, and is bringing a lot of partnership and understanding of how we can connect through different movements. That's it, Felipe.
Hello, everybody. So yeah, my name is Felipe. Together with Marco De Boer, which is also here, we co-founded reNature Foundation. And the reason we founded reNature was that when I was in Brazil at Ernst Farm, me and Geoff, we were doing research there, and I got really inspired by everything that Ernst was always doing. And for me, it was always a dream to work with restoring nature. But when I was at Ernst, I thought there is nothing else I could ever do besides starting reNature together with Marco and Geoff. I studied sustainable agriculture in the Netherlands, and now we are in the first year of reNature, and I'm really glad to be in the first pilot project in Indonesia. We're also active in Rio. For those who are from Rio in Brazil, in 2 weeks from now, we're gonna be presenting reNature in the Museu da Manhã, the Museum of Tomorrow in Rio de Janeiro. And that's a bit of myself. Later, we're gonna talk more about the whole project we're doing here. Thank you, Felipe.
So that's it. We don't have a lot of space to listen to everyone now. So we create a form, we create a questionnaire that is even like is reflexive and is as well for us to understand who are the ones who are with us and who are creating this environment that surround us and give us so much warmth and so much love. We're gonna post this questionnaire on our Facebook page, reNature Foundation. You look on Facebook, you're gonna find. We're gonna post here on the chat as well the link for the Facebook page, and go there, like fill the form. We're gonna gather the most inspiring answers. You're gonna see that there are really open questions, there are closing questions, there are questions for you to think about what you've been doing and think about what can you do. We made it with a lot of care to really understand who is with us and how we can get together. So after this, we're gonna gather some of the most inspiring answers that we get. We're gonna put them on Instagram. We're gonna put them on our page to use and really bring forth the voices of this community. So I just heard, and the questionnaire is there on the page. If you guys can put as well, like the link on the chat for them. You guys can take a look. And now,
later, I will also send to some people who might not have Facebook.
Oh yeah, okay. If someone don't have Facebook, just send us in the chat, and then we managed to get you the questionnaire. Now we're gonna get into the 3 steps that we plan to present you how we are going through this. So the first part is creating, connecting, and it's about just getting my glue. It's really about telling you how we got things done and how we got from paper, from idea to project and from project to action. The second part, we're gonna be talking about how we are getting with the community and how we are meeting the locals and how we are going through this culture and getting us immersed in it so we can get inspired to really not impose but co-create. And the third part is how we are opening ourselves to learn and how we are understanding how to listen to this earth that we are and to plan agroforestry in the best way. So to start, I'm gonna ask Geoff, Gabriel, and Tanya to bring up this part of connecting and creating.
Okay. So there is a sense of urgency to what we're doing with reNature. Okay, and as has been said before, we are degrading a lot of land on the planet, and so the time to act is now. But where do we act first? What are the most important places for us to restore nature through agroforestry? As Felipe said, we have Brazil and Indonesia, which are two really big lungs of the earth. They're also the two biggest deforestation countries in the world. And so there's a lot of there to save, but it's also going fast. So these are places that make sense for us to act, and they are the two places where reNature is acting at the moment. So in Brazil, this movement that Felipe has also the two Felipes have talked about is quite strong. The agroforestry movement, aside from the research that's being done. This is not so much the case in Indonesia. Although there are some really great initiatives with research and implementation, some NGOs, and work at universities, we think that there's a lot of potential here to inspire people and create this movement that reNature is about. So this was a bit a drive for us to come here. So Indonesia was really high on our list, and so what then triggered the process is that fantastic people got in touch with us. It happened through the internet, through Instagram. So you see how the internet is a fantastic tool to connect people that have the same goals, even though they're a few continents apart. These people are called the Dome Village, and you can see now in the presentation. Dome Village is an eco-resort in the south coast of Lombok. This is where we are now. They are creating a concept of an eco-resort that is not only sustainable but also self-sustained in concerning the bioconstruction that they're doing with the dome-shaped structures, all with biomaterials, but also with the energy and the waste and the agriculture, the food that is used in their restaurant. So, and this is where they wanted to have a fully sustainable concept, including agroforestry, and they got in touch with us to say, do you want to be part of this project? And so even further than being self-sustained, the idea is to also have a community. So to use the revenue generated by tourism to contribute to local community. So, and this is completely in line with what we stand for. So we got into them. They are now got into this with them. They are now our main partner, and we are taking this to a next level because we want to have an impact in the local community, but also on a much broader scale. With international people and creating this movement, as has been said. So how did we start this, right? We're several months before the start of the project. How do we start? So a great place if you want to reach young people, because this movement, this inspiration, the bringing change, it's easier with young people. Because we believe that, or people who are young at heart, at least, and who are open to change with different techniques of planting, different life philosophies, and rethinking our system. So a great place to start is universities, and especially university associations. And so most studies have their own study association, and for agriculture, this is the International Association of Agriculture Students and Related Sciences, or IAAS. So these are people we got in touch with from the start, and so I have to say we had it quite easy because through my university in Belgium is the world headquarters of this organization. So we got in touch with them, and through the friends I had that were there. And now we have been in touch with them quite extensively, and so there's a lot of interest from their side, and so we see that these people really interested in and wanting to deposit their energy into this. And so we fast forward, we have now done a few presentations with them, and have a lot of exciting things planned. And so this is one thing we prepared. So another very important issue was, as has also been mentioned, so we are not bringing all the knowledge. We have techniques that have worked in other places, mainly have been developed in Brazil, but we want to merge this with the local knowledge and combine this to create a system that is adapted to the local reality. So that the local, not only local ecosystem, but the local culture and economy. So a big first part of the project is to learn. For us, this is a big learning process. So this is how we also want to get in touch with as many local initiatives as possible. Farming initiatives, research institutions, NGOs, who we are partnering up with. So the story of one of them is the local University of Mataram in the capital of Lombok. Actually, some friends of mine were last year doing a project also in Lombok with coffee. So, and they knew this university. So this is also a nice way in. And this is one of our main partners, this university, because we are learning from them some of the techniques that they're using and implementing in local agroforestry systems. We have been sharing with them the work that has been done in Brazil, and we are looking forward to having many more activities with them. Since this is
And something that is really crucial to notice that, and Geoff do this, like he's a pro, like every we have a harvest, because it's this technique that we use to, after the team go through a lot of things, and we go through a lot of things like during the day. There's like a couple of things, like you can see in the slide, like we've been with this is in a cooperative with farmers, this is with students in Bogor. This is Pak Indre, one of the guys who are really driving change for with us. He's a professor from the University of Mataram. And what's crucial to understand is that what made it possible for us to do what we are doing and to get the quality that we are getting is to get in contact with all these people and to really organize ourselves before we get in here in a way that will support the job that we are doing. So we have we have all this part that, like, we are in Indonesia, we are making like now a webinar with you by the beach, and then we have some problems with internet, but it's okay. But at the same time, we have a lot of paperwork that we are doing, so we can really report this and make a consistent follow-up of the job that we are doing. Geoff now is a master of Trello, is a tool that we use. So you can create roles, you can create all types of stuff, because the complexity of the work is pretty chaotic sometimes. And if we don't get this social tact that Gabriel helped us to organize, we will really get lost through the process. And Geoff has been doing this work of like really following up and getting to know people and places, and we got so far with this. We've been like, sometimes we just drove like 10 hours in a row to get like to the foot of a volcano, and there was a farmer in the right place in the right time to meet us, because he received an email from another partner that came through the university. So in a type of like a project like this, you are in a foreigner country, you like foreigner language with different culture. This type of partnership is key so we can keep going, because these people are really putting their knowledge and their network at service. And we've been so glad like to find like amazing people that have been supporting us and really opening doors for us. I don't know if Gabriel want to bring something on the planning of how we structure the theme, the team, and the technology to keep this going. No, Gary, no. God.
Tem que tirar o mute.
You are on.
Yeah, thank you. I think Geoff said a lot of things about creating a community like here and how to get in contact. And in the other, we also have like the connections, and we had to make into the team, as Felipe just said, like sometimes we are riding a road for 10 hours. So almost all of us came from different parts of the world. A few of us, we haven't never met before. And suddenly we were living together in Indonesia, like working in a project, sharing a love, sharing a dream, sharing a cause. And more than living in the dome, we were there like to make the dome our home and the home of all the story we're creating. So the team building process is something that is very crucial and important. It's very important that we know each other like a lot, and we know our talents and know our gifts, and we kind of start to understand how each other work. And it's very important that we have rituals, process, and team building and management, so we can have places, rituals, and spaces that we know that we can bring either the like practical things as the Trello, which Geoff is the king of it. Everything we say, like even if it's just for fun, he puts in the Trello and he follows up. So we guarantee that they're not only ideas, but we are building something, and also the like personal rituals and the places we can share our feelings and everything we are going through. And I believe Gabriel can talk a little bit more about those rituals we are having, so you can understand more of the tools we are using to build this team that is working and sharing all this together.
So guys, yeah, there is a lot of things that every day we done, and this process starts with people who didn't know each other, but they had the same dream and the same proposal. And we bring people from the different parts of the planet, so it's really nice because we are all in the same dream. And before we arrive here, we start like a social process, like start up planning things for how we do this circular process, and try to make a huge and a potential process for integrate and for listen the people, and how about our day also. And we have a lot of sheets that we share with all, and the main point for us every day, in the end of the night, we have our harvest. Our harvest is like a huge process who everyone has a notice and an opportunity to say and to share what we pass the day. And so, yeah, it's a really beautiful process. It's a circular process, and we start with a check-in, and then we process something who happened in the day, and then we have the checkout. And so,
oh no, want to talk more? Yeah, the check-in is it's like mainly everyone say how everyone is getting into the meeting, into the harvest, so we know each other like state of spirit. The harvest is that moment that we go through what happened. Like many times we have different meetings, different findings, and we just put everybody back together in the boat. We share our main perceptions, our insights, and we have everything. We take notes about everything, so we guarantee that we are not losing those very precious insights and ideas we're having. We have on in this sheet the main things about the meeting, our insights, and what we have to do about it, and who is going to take care of it. And after doing this very strict and straight to the point thing, it's a moment that we open to share how was more the learnings and personal feelings about the day, which is our checkout. And that's the moment we share our learnings, how is it being to everyone, and how is everyone feeling. So we end the day like with a very beautiful view about how we got in, how was the sherry, how we are ending the day, and what was the beauty and the concrete things we have created on this. This is for more the specific matters of the project. We also have the regenerator circle, which is where we talk about any like annoying things or any possible conflict or this uncomfortable situation. This is the place to everyone, so we can all get together with the purpose to regenerate any situation that has this need.
And this is really important for we can keep the team going, yeah, because it is really intense program we are in. Yeah, we are living together. Like some of these guys have like met like at the airport, like me and most of them, and we've been living together like for a month. So we have more to go, and if we don't have this strong social system, a strong social bond, this will really fall apart. So it's been beautiful so far. Now I'd like to invite Felipe to join me to go through a little bit more of, after this planning, after this structure, what have we been doing? We've been traveling a little bit. We've been like meeting people. We've been learning a lot, and all this is part of like community and culture, and how we are meeting and immersing ourselves into something way bigger than we are, and in a culture that is like have centuries, and a culture that like really has its own logic. So we learned like in Bali about the subak system, a system of sharing water. We learned in Toraja that many of them already do agroforestry, so it will be pretty easy to improve the technique, and all this type of learning that is coming. Let's just find Felipe. Yeah, sorry Felipe, now you are you have a voice as well. And many of these communities are really bringing to us the insight that we need to be able to go through this cultural peculiarities and through the implementation process with consistency, and with the consistency that we want to bring into our social and natural combination. Yeah, I don't know if you want to bring a little bit of the meetings that we have, like some of the main meetings that we have. We meet the students, we meet like a cooperative of farmers in Toraja. It will be lovely to hear a perspective on this.
Hey everybody. So yeah, thanks Felipe for introducing now the community part. So it was really incredible, these moments that we have been visiting. It's crazy how, like, when you start first doing the network, and it start increasing insanely, and you get to know so many like initiatives that has been happening here. And for us, it was crucial in the first phase of our project in June to get to know the people who is really active here in Indonesia. So that's how we went for a few travels. One of them to Jakarta to have a meeting with ICRAF, which is the World Agroforestry Center, and also with C4, which is really active in agroforestry systems in all over Indonesia. It was really great to connect with them, to see different projects of agroforestry they have been implementing with the major crops of cocoa, coffee, rubber, and also some of the nutmegs also, and also a lot of different crops, but mostly focusing on these crops. And it's really interesting to see how they're active and how can we connect them. We went also to Sulawesi to visit a few of the agroforestry sites from the ICRAF, where we get to know with Ricolto, which is a Belgium NGO, and they introduced us to some coffee and cocoa farmers, cooperatives, And it was really interesting in Toraja to see that how they manage their farm, and like how what's their really challenges and needs. And they're really focusing mostly on the community building and getting to the market, but they are lacking the knowledge on the technical aspects of their production. And they sell all over the brands of Mars, for instance, as chocolate for the cocoa. They sell also for Michelin for rubber mostly, and for coffee they sell for Starbucks. So it was really interesting to see that all these brands, they work together with these cooperatives, but they don't have this technical knowledge. And how can we, use the best agricultural system, the most sustainable one? So it was really good to connect with them. And aside that, also to connect with the students of Bogor. We gave a presentation in the Bogor University, an agriculture university, and the students, they're really keen to help on this regenerative process and bring agroforestry to a whole new level here in Indonesia. But I also feel like in the culture here, which is something really different than in Brazil, is that they are mostly sometimes accepting what it comes to them, while in Brazil people are kind of more revolutionary. So if they take more initiatives, so people are more going to chase their dreams and really not accept easily what the government or what is imposed to them. So that's another challenge here, because sometimes I feel like for their acceptance, then it's more challenging to how can we, give them their hands to go together to find solutions. So for me, it was really incredible to do these visits and to meet the young people, NGOs, government. Also, we went to visit. So it was a lot of connections that it definitely will bring us a lot of good things in our project here in Indonesia. Yeah. So I think Felipe, he got out of the call, but let me see here. Wait a sec.
Yes, this time the host went to Marco, and so it was pretty easy to get back. So we are back with the next chapter. So as we're saying, like it was a great opportunity to find as well this fits into the market. Yeah, this in the picture is Martin. He worked with he worked like 10 years here. He has a deep knowledge of like the culture and how to work price. So this set to us as well some limiting factors, as well as principles that we need to follow and understand. Okay, if they are paying, they are just paying if like they are thinking about the price. We need to enhance the community benefit, yeah, because if we bring more community benefit, maybe they're gonna see the agroforestry as an alternative. If not, like just plant black pepper all around, gonna be way more profitable. So how are we gonna start to mix and show them that you can take profit and you can take more variety and more abundance out of a system that has syntropy embedded on it, that has like has symbiosis embedded on it. So it's working with many many agents. Yeah, they're like, send me the words. So those were some visits that we did, like, and we've been part of rituals as well. So this was a ritual for the teenage boy, and we got the opportunity to be there once we went to a visit of the Amatoa. That's the right name, Amatoa. They are a community that they still live in with, like, they live without community. They were black. We're not allowed. They stay in Sulawesi. We are not allowed to get into with shoes, neither glasses, neither phones, neither flashlights. No type of modern technology is allowed inside the inner border of their community. We slept in the outer border, so it was okay, and we slept with a local guide. With a local guide that, like, is a guide for the forest. It's like a forest range. And then we were invited to be in this ritual, and it ended up that we really became an attraction. Like, everyone was taking picture, like the guys were there and they were taking picture with the guys, and suddenly they started to feel really uncomfortable, to the point that, like, just the family of the boy who were there, they got up and said, like, we want to take a picture with you, because, like, it's not usually bule, they call us bule, that is the foreigner, the white, the bullets here is not common, so we want a picture with you. So this type of experience really enhance our understanding of what we are going through here. And in this side, I really like to invite Ismail and Arthur to talk now, and to talk about how as well this understanding and this observation is driving and influencing how we're going to design the agroforestry, and how we're going to make the intervention in the land, and what is the values and philosophy that we are bringing together with us. They're going to support the action of really co-creating and not imposing. So let me open here again the mic for you guys, and yeah, it would be lovely to hear.
So yeah, thank you all for this wonderful presentation. And yeah, we're going to talk a bit about the way of designing the food forest, and a bit of a situation of how the land is now. So we have 1.5 hectares of mostly degraded soil and low organic matter, with a bit of succession starting. And to make the agroforestry design really efficient and to involve the community in a way that everybody feels integrated, we're first experiencing the culture and learning with them and their own way of cultivation, how this used to be before the industrialization of agriculture, and going for the people who worked here traditionally with the land and trying to learn as much as possible about their own wisdom, and asking them for the things that we don't know, because there are many species that are singular for this area, and trying to find analogies to the systems that we have in Brazil, and bringing the knowledge that we have, but also end up learning a lot from the culture, because they have their own way here, and a lot of things that we don't know as food, they love to eat. So sometimes we find things and go bring them the plants and ask them, oh, what is this? And they say, oh, we love to eat this, but there isn't any more this things because they don't cultivate it. It's not financially viable to cultivate, but they love to eat. So we're trying to bring some elements that was lost in their culture throughout having command and how they used to live, a long time ago. And we'll end up learning a lot of things that we didn't know, and finding species are very interesting for various purpose. So the situation of the land right now is more as a study place, where we're taking analysis of the soil, of the plants that are growing there, to have a better understanding of what is happening now there, and what is possible for being produced. And it ended up that it's completely possible to produce a lot of abundance of food. We're just trying to find a way, just also what the people are going to eat and love to be eating, because it's really important that the people have a relation to the forest and don't feel like there's a foreigner project, but really involved as their own project and get their income, get their food producing out of this, and try to bring them away, which they feel really creating this also. We want to work with the local people and work with their knowledge instead of bringing our own perspective of how it should be done. But yeah, really observing what is best for them and how can we help them with the knowledge that we have from agroforestry system that we study in Brazil. And well, there is an amazing lack, like a huge lack of opportunities, because the land is a bit degraded, but once we start bringing some biomass and a bit of shelter covering the soil and planting some species that will start the succession, it won't take that long, because things just grow really, really fast here. And it's amazing to be watching how nature is already doing an amazing work. So we're just trying to cooperate with it and accelerate the process of getting to an abundant forest.
And in the sense of what Ismail is bringing, to me was quite a discovery, and was really impressive to see Arthur on the go and on his way. The first time we visited the land, he was just going around and seeing the soil and checking and talking with people, and then he started to really pick plants and taking a lot of things that I would consider weed, and just like, okay, he's growing there. And he brought really a new perspective to me on how should we approach the signs that Earth is bringing to us, and not just in this moment, but many moments that when he's in contact with the local people. I don't know if you can bring a little bit of this, Arthur, and even like why you picked the plants, like from the really degraded land. I'm gonna try to post some pictures for you guys in the chat, because you cannot, like, the picture of the land in the presentation is blank. So you can see the state of it. But maybe you can talk a little bit about this sensibility that you're bringing in.
Yeah. When we went to the land for the first time, we saw a hydrated area. We saw a weak vegetation. So I started collecting sample plants to identify and talk with Pakindri to understand the function of in the system, so we can work with nature, not with nature. In the land, we can see crackers in the soil. We can see that we have a lot of work to do, and we can do, but it's take time. So talking with the locals, we can understand the priorities, the vontades, the wishes, so we can build together with them the agroforestry. And we will work with short, medium, and long term. So it's very important, the conversations, always talking with them, and in the process, continue on talking if they are liking what they are thinking, because they are very creative. So I have sure actually that they will be the best agroforesters here in Indonesia. And we had a lot of great conversations, like with Martin, to understand the market. So he's a farmer in North Lombok, and he produced to the restaurant. So he produced what the restaurant wants, what the consumers eat. So we also talk with Pakindri to understand the local knowledge. And he's an amazing people. His family is wonderful. So the culture here is very friendly, And Pakindri has a knowledge, incredible, a local knowledge, traditional knowledge, knowledge that sometimes we lose, but he doesn't lose this. Ele não deixa.
He doesn't lose.
Yeah. So it's really good staying in touch with him to understand all of this. And yeah, I think that create a trust relationship, a friendly relationship is the base for success. To be something that they feel partner, not something imposed for foreigners. We don't want that. We want to build a friendly, a trust relationship with them and work with them. And that's what we are doing here.
Yeah, we have the privilege to.
Yeah, we have really been given a gift to have contact to those people, the local ones here who understand the vegetation, have also access to the lab to make soil samples or understanding the function of the plants which they have here, and having a look at the market, which is what is going to be profitable. So we can really connect the issues of the society to the lacks in the ecosystem. And we're going to make a detailed analysis of how the cultural aspect has influenced the land to be degraded as that throughout agriculture or throughout wanting to make money fast and selling the land, and try to bring back restoring the ecosystem and showing how that's more beneficial for the social aspect of the culture, and trying to create a relation of the people together with the land and bring them really in contact with the earth. And it's inevitable that once they start seeing the forest growing and being part of that, all the principles of cooperation and working together with nature will be embedded on them, because it is a feeling, it's growing, and they have this relation already in them, and we're just putting a seed in the soil and giving a little bit of water and a lot of trust and love that it will grow with a lot of vigorous. And then these seeds from this system that is meant to be like a model, a schedule for inspiring people, will start sending out seeds and the information to the other people around.
Wow. I always love to hear them. This to me really bring me to the comprehension of, like, if we are working with regeneration, and now we are going to the end, towards the end of the webinar. We've been a little bit like extending a little bit like to this internet things, but like you've been really nice to see all this coming together. And to me comes this, that if we're talking about regeneration, we are talking about a regenerative paradigm where it's not linear, it's not about like progress of exponential growth. It's about like caring and loving and really understanding what is the environment we are inserted. We cannot step aside or exclude any of the areas of like nature, society, and economy. Yes, we're back. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go there. Okay, so we cannot exclude, I'm gonna go back like exactly to the point that I was like, we cannot exclude any of these spheres. Yeah, we are talking about a living system. We are not talking about like fragments anymore. If we are thinking about regeneration, we are really thinking about a process that is whole. And this implies whole people, whole systems, whole communities, whole cultures. And we need to in this kind of look, we need to design as nature to really foster abundance and foster resilience in a way that we're gonna get this sufficiency, we're gonna get this well-being for all, and it started to add up and not just sustain. And this is a big change from this paradigm. It's like we've been sustaining something that is not good, that is broken, so we need to give more, we need to scale up the impact that we have, to the point that we got back this abundance, not as we are giving, but as we are revealing, because we are taking care of the seeds, we are taking care of the kids, we are taking care of the elders, and this people and this planet, they start to regenerate itself. It's been like awesome to be able to share all this with you. We've been like, we still with 38 people. We haven't lose many from in the journey. I want to honor one person that has been like here. It's been like gardening the okay, we got back. No final, but just like I really wanted to honor what we are talking about. So a big cheer for you. Now, Gabriel, I think you can bring this to us. Feedback, Gabriel.
So, for we conclude this part of our webinar, that's a very important thing for us. Talk about more our. So, it's a gift that we would like to receive from you, which is a round of feedback to express briefly what we are feeling by messages in the chat. The first thing is like one tweet about our webinar. The second one is your feeling in one word. And the third, it's what would you like for the next webinar? And I'm gonna send this message, just a minute. And so we finished this part of our webinar, and we can write our feedback in the chat, because now Fee and Fe has a great invitation for you guys.
Yep, I'm changing here just the microphones. So yeah, you guys can start like just posting there on the chat. For those who don't know, a tweet, it's just like a small sentence, like 140 characters of how it was. It's just like really briefly. And Felipe, where are you? You are here, man. Okay, you are open. We have an invite for you. An invite for all of you. So we can really get together in this movement and make something out of it. We are really people from actions. We are really doers here, and that's what got us all the way to Indonesia, and they're gonna get us all around the world, like with you and with everyone that is in this network. So the first call to action that we have for you is like send us a video. We want to make like a huge like movement in this. So a video with 3 things, and I'm gonna put them in the chat after the feedbacks. It's a message to the planet. So it's a video of 30 seconds to 1 minute with a message to the planet, with a dream and an intention and an action. So the message, the dream and the action, they're gonna really take us forward in this action, in this mission of renaturing the world. We want to get this all together, and we want to put this as a video and making this first as a first call to renature, from the renature community, to really start renaturing the planet. And we're gonna put this in the stories of Instagram. We're gonna put this in a short movie, the Insta TV, that is a new feature that they have. It's pretty cool because you can put like long videos. So for those who are not with us there, like follow us in our social networks. We're gonna put here an email. You guys can send the video, and it's a video of like 30 seconds to 1 minute to really get this going. Now I'm gonna, Felipe, you are there. You want to say something on this?
Hey everybody, I just want to say thank you for everybody to be in the first webinar of many ones to come. We're really happy that everything worked out. Besides some connection mistake here, we're in the middle of the desert here in Lombok. But I'm really glad that everything worked out, and I'm also like really keen to see that to get to know more of everybody. There will be more webinars where everybody can also share this video. It's gonna be very good because we're gonna make a documentary of reNature, and some of your guys' videos will be in it. So it's really awesome to hear from you guys, and we're gonna present this documentary, also the videos we will make for reNature. We're gonna start presenting them, for example, in the COP24 in the end of the year, and also in a few other events in Costa Rica next year. So I'm really looking forward to hear from you guys this video, and also to get to know more of you guys. And I'm really glad that we are in this together. It's all about doing together, and that's the African proverb that I follow in my life. That if you want to go far, go. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that's everything I believe in. That together we can go far, and we can go really, and we can really make this dream to become true. It's really here already. It's 12 mid 12:30 here. From people in Brazil, it's already 1:30. In Europe, for people, it's already 6:30. So we ended up in 1 hour and a half. If you have any questions, if you have any remarks for us for the next ones, please let us know. Use the hashtag reNature. Let's reNature the planet. And very soon you guys will get more updates. And thank you so much for being part of this change. And I believe so much that together we can build these regenerative careers, so that we can really restore the planet, not as a hobby, but as our lives. And thank you so much. Let's do this, guys.
So that's it. I'm gonna just unmute the everyone so we can say goodbye, and thank you for being here with us for as Felipe said. If you have any question, you saw we was like we want to make others with more space for it. Send us message on Facebook or Instagram. We are really like tuned on it. And yeah, that's awesome. So unmute all.
What's really funny, we talk so much about saving the road, that in our 3 questions, the second one is actually says you're feeling in one world instead of one word. So but you guys can just so you guys can feel the warm word. And I'm really looking forward to hear your guys' answers to look at it and build on together this. And hopefully soon we will be working in many projects together.
Okay, now everyone is on mute. You guys can say goodbye in 5 seconds.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Valeu, Arthur Dias! Saudade, cara!
Let's do this, guys.
Valeu, gurizada!
Thank you very much.